Howdy guys, how's it going? So today I am out here to reproof some of my oilskin gear. So I thought I'd bring you guys along for the process. So I've got one size medium jacket and two hats. All three of these pieces of gear are from Outback Trading. I really like their oilskin products. And this jacket actually accidentally got put through the wash and dryer, which is not good at all. You should never do that to any of your oilskin garments. I'm actually surprised at the fact that it doesn't seem to have damaged anything, but it definitely removed the oilskin coating. This hat I've had the longest, never reproofed it. It actually looks like it has more of a oilskin finish to it than it actually does, and that's mainly from oils and stuff where I've just wore it a good bit. This is the most recent one. It's actually, even though it looks less oilskin impregnated than the brown one, its coating is still pretty solid, but since I'm doing this, I'm just going to hit it with a light dusting of the oilskin spray there. And yeah, so for what I'm using, this is Outback's Duckback Dressing. This is the rub-on. It's been sitting out in the sun. And then this is the same stuff, just in spray form, which makes it a bit easier to cover larger surface areas quicker. Now, you do want your garments to be warm, and especially this rub-on or rub-in duckback dressing, you want it to warm up as well. So I've had these sitting out in the sun for somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes, and that's plenty of time. The other thing you'll want is ideally a microfiber towel such as this, but just any old washcloth will work, and you can even rub it in by hand or with a pair of the powder-free rubber gloves. And then here is what this stuff looks like. Right now that looks like it's very solid, but now that it's warmed up, it's very soft and will rub into the material fairly easily. So I'm going to start with the hats. Now you can, just take and spray these down. But with these, where it has the stitching and everything around the brim, the stitching areas are where you're going to want to make sure you coat them heavily, and where you really want the oilskin treatment to soak in. And hats offer, your rain protection for your head in most cases. My other oilskin jacket has a hood, but anytime I wear this one, I'll always take and pair it with one of these brimmed hats. What we're going to do is get a generous amount, and I'm going to go ahead and do the top portion. And don't worry about putting too much, because there's really no such thing with this. Any excess will come off, but where this is warmed up, it'll start to soak into the fabric, which is what you want. And just make sure you get all along those stitches very well. And I took and lint rolled this stuff before, because there was a lot of small just hairs and dust bunnies and everything like that stuck to it, and you want to make sure that stuff is gone, otherwise it'll get trapped in and around. It'll get trapped underneath, and eventually it'll come off, and then there'll be a naked spot, and then that can be an area that will leak through. So that right there is our top crown area covered. And doing this in the sun helps, because it's easy to see where you missed a spot when rotating the hat, but that right there is blended in pretty well. So now we can move to doing around the brim, and this is a lot easier because we can press down on the material. Okay, and there is a good look at that. Now it's still wet. It'll dry on, not as shiny, but we'll leave this sitting in the sun so that the heat will just let it really soak into the fabric. Okay, now even though I'm going to be spraying the jacket, the stitching up in and around the shoulder area And around the arms, I want to take and rub some of this in pretty heavily, because that's where any of your water would really come into your jacket, is up and around the shoulders. Okay, while that part of the front shoulder area just sets in a bit, we'll go ahead and break out the spray and coat the rest of this. I like to do from pinky to thumb tip as far as like distance away from it. Right now the breeze has kind of subsided a bit, so we should be okay to just spray this on. And now where this jacket got put through that wash and dry cycle, it's probably going to take most of this can, and then we might still have to rub some in. We'll just have to see, because we do want it fully treated here. And then before we use any more on that, we'll give our hat here a dust into this. And like where this is an aerosol spray, it does set in a little quicker than the rub-in kind. And like I said, we ain't focusing on this as heavy because it's already still got a bit, well, a decent bit of oilskin. I've been wearing this one a lot lately. Did the front, all of this back stitching. This is really key through here. Okay, I went ahead and I touched up the back more up here at the top, since we're just running a bit low on the spray, and down the arms, once again hitting the key areas. Whew, but there we go. So now what we're going to do is I am going to put this in the gear shed so that it can dry. You want to make sure both sides are ventilated so that the airflow can get to it and this can dry. But yeah, I'll check back in with you guys probably a day or so from now, and we'll give her a water test. Alrighty guys, so it has been I think about 2 days, somewhere underneath 48 hours, since we last reproofed our 2 hats and our jacket. Quick and easy, straightforward demonstration. You know, pour water on it, as you can see. Water just beads up, runs off, no problem, not soaking in anywhere. Our green one here, same thing. It's kind of easier, I guess, to see the water maybe on that green coloring. But our hats are good and waterproof now. The reproofing on that worked out very well. Okay, now to the jacket itself, just a quick little spin around. Hopefully with the sunlight and the way that it is, you can see everything relatively easily. But I had to go back and redo the areas that I had just applied the reproofing with the spray stuff, because where this jacket had got washed and dried and it just, you know, everything was removed. It just was not taken very well. Like it was just soaking it in. The aerosol version, it was soaking it in immediately. So between those 2 hats and then doing this jacket to like a final completion, it was like where you want it to be for an oilskin garment. It took an entire container of the duck back dressing, and then we did use the spray. I would for sure say that with this, The aerosol spray version works fine if you're just touching something up like we did with the green hat. It worked very, very well. But if you've got something that's really worn out, or if you've done something like I did, made the mistake of washing the garment and completely removing all of the oilskin properties from the jacket, you're going to need to spend a little bit of extra time and effort actually rubbing this stuff in to the material, letting it warm up, soak in, you know, touching up on your stitching, and just making sure that that the oilskin reproofing sets into the material. This jacket right now, actually I'm gonna let it set out in the sun. Luckily we got a sunny, breezy day, so I'm gonna hang it up and let it finish just baking and getting aired out. But the hats and everything turned out great. You know, the quality of this stuff is 10 out of 10. If I find that I've missed them all, get in between, and that you'll have to just go back and just really touch up with a fine eye any areas that might just kind of get worked out in the initial process of having this stuff reset back in. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this one. I hope this was helpful to at least one of you guys. As always, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you have not already, share the channel with your friends, family, anybody just enjoys good old outdoor activities and gear. I will have links to the jacket and the hats and this reproofing product stuff that I used in case or interested in using it for yourself. And yeah, till the next one, adios.